Welcome to my channel.
Life is relationships.
When love turns into hate. A big change in relationships.
It can be shocking when two people who once loved each other deeply start to feel anger, bitterness, or even hate. How does this happen? Why do partners stop caring and begin to dislike or hate each other instead? Many couples experience this painful change, and psychologists are now studying it more closely. What is hate? How is it different from anger?
Hate is one of the strongest and most harmful emotions a person can feel. In psychology, hate is seen as a deep and long-lasting feeling of dislike. It often comes with a desire to hurt the other person or completely remove them from one's life. Hate does not appear suddenly. It grows slowly over time and is usually connected to past experiences and emotional wounds in a relationship. Anger is different. Anger is usually short-term and happens in response to a specific situation. It may come from feeling disrespected, treated unfairly, or frustrated. Anger can be loud and intense, but it often fades once the problem is talked about or understood. Psychologists explain that anger can push people to change things for the better, while hate often means giving up emotionally. One psychoanalyst describes anger as energy that wants change, but hate as energy that wants distance or destruction. Brain research also shows something interesting. Studies using brain scans found that when people see someone they hate, some of the same brain areas activate as when they see someone they love. This suggests that love and hate are closely connected. However, when people feel hate, the parts of the brain used for planning and thinking stay active. This may explain why hate can lead to planned actions, like revenge. How does love slowly turn into hate?
Love usually does not turn into hate overnight. It happens little by little. Over time, unresolved arguments, unmet needs, and emotional pain start to pile up. At the beginning of a relationship, people often focus only on the good things. They overlook flaws and believe in an ideal version of their partner. But as time passes and excitement fades, real problems become clearer. Differences grow, needs are ignored, and disappointment increases. Psychologist Helen Fisher explains that love depends on three systems: desire, attraction, and emotional bonding. When these are damaged by betrayal, lack of care, or emotional distance, love can slowly turn into negative feelings. A study in 2022 looked at real stories from couples who experienced this change. Many people said hate grew after deep emotional pain, broken trust, and repeated disrespect. One person said, "I gave everything, but when I realized I was being used, love disappeared. Only hate remained." For many, hate became a way to protect themselves emotionally and avoid more pain.
Common reasons love turns into hate. A psychological point of view. Love and hate are not complete opposites in psychology. They are closely connected emotions. When love is repeatedly hurt, blocked, or ignored, the emotional energy that once created closeness can slowly change into anger and, eventually, hate. Below are the main psychological reasons this happens. 1. Repeated betrayal. When trust is broken again and again. Trust is the emotional foundation of love. Psychologically, trust creates a sense of safety, stability, and emotional bonding. When a partner cheats, lies, or hides the truth, the brain reacts as if it is under threat. If betrayal happens once and is honestly repaired, love may survive. But repeated betrayal creates chronic emotional stress. The mind stops seeing the partner as safe and starts seeing them as a source of pain. Over time, the brain shifts from attachment to self-protection. Hate can develop as a defense mechanism. It helps the injured person emotionally detach and regain a sense of control. Instead of feeling vulnerable love, the mind chooses anger and hate because they feel stronger and safer. 2. Emotional neglect. The pain of being invisible.
Emotional neglect does not always involve shouting or fighting. Often, it is quiet and invisible. Psychologically, humans have a deep need to feel seen, heard, and valued by their partner. When someone feels ignored, unappreciated, or emotionally alone in a relationship, the brain experiences it as rejection. Over time, this rejection damages self-esteem and creates deep emotional wounds. At first, the neglected partner may try harder, seeking attention, love, or reassurance. When these efforts fail repeatedly, hope turns into resentment. Eventually, resentment hardens into hate because the pain feels personal and ongoing. 3. Control and manipulation. Loss of personal power.
Healthy love allows freedom and individuality. Control and manipulation do the opposite. Psychological control includes guilt-tripping, emotional blackmail, gaslighting, jealousy, or making the partner feel dependent or weak. When a person feels controlled, their sense of autonomy is threatened. This creates inner conflict. They love the person, but they feel trapped and powerless. The brain reacts with anger because autonomy is a basic psychological need. If the control continues, anger turns into hate as a way to mentally escape the relationship. Hate becomes a psychological boundary, a way to push the controlling partner away and reclaim personal power. 4. Unmet emotional needs. Love starving over time.
Every person has core emotional needs, such as closeness, respect, appreciation, security, and independence. In the early stages of love, these needs are often met naturally. When these needs remain unmet for a long time, the brain experiences emotional deprivation. The person feels emotionally starved. Frustration builds, and the nervous system stays in a constant state of disappointment. Psychologically, when hope for change disappears, the emotional system shuts down love to protect itself. Hate may appear because it gives emotional distance and reduces the pain of unmet expectations. Why hate feels stronger than love at the end.
From a psychology perspective, hate often feels more powerful than love because it activates survival instincts. Love requires vulnerability, trust, and openness. Hate reduces vulnerability and creates emotional armor. In many cases, hate is not the opposite of love. It is love that has been deeply wounded and no longer feels safe. Thank you for watching the video. Please subscribe to my channel for more videos.